District 43. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here. Before I tell you about myself, I just want to say I'm sorry. I found out today that you lost one of your apprentices, who was also one of my constituents in Kissimmee. You know, it's hard. It brings back a lot of memories of working in Osceola. For the past 2 years, or 2017, 2018, I was the district director for Congressman Darren Soto, and as district director, we dealt with a lot of issues related to the Puerto Rican diaspora following Hurricane Maria. My district is 192, US 192, which, as you know, is where you have a long line of motels where homeless people live, where humans are being trafficked, where you have an opiate crisis, and people are struggling. And having seen that and witnessed that is one of the reasons why I'm running, and know how important it is to have advocates in Tallahassee. And I know you all know this. We need people in Tallahassee that are going to get up there and fight for their communities and for working people. I've been doing it my whole life as a staffer. I'm a former political director for SEIU, based out of Miami at the time, but I've been in Central Florida in and out since 2003. You know, I understand how important it is to get up there and fight for the issues that you're struggling with, for affordable housing and for jobs, and making sure that these jobs, especially union jobs, exist. My grandfather and my grandmother tells me the story to this day. When they first came from Cuba in the 60s, they were sleeping in a mattress in a basement. My grandfather was washing dishes, and it was through their church. They met longshoremen. They were hiring in the late 60s in Port Elizabeth, and he became a member of the ILA, 25 years. And it was because of that job they were able to move out of that basement to an apartment, to own their own home, and actually build a middle-class life that led to my mother becoming a paralegal, and of course myself and my sister eventually going to college and building the lives that we've had. There is a path forward. You have advocates who've seen how that path works and who are willing to fight for it and invest in it. And that's the kind of representative I hope to be. So again, thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm sorry for your loss. You know, I know when you lose a sister, and they are your sister, how much it matters and how much it hurts. So thank you again. Yes?
Question, Alex. This union, this coming session, and maybe the next, but we're going to be pushing for a legislation that requires CAS certification on all water tanks, chemical tanks, and maybe even amusement park rides, water rides, that the painters working on there be CAS certified. CAS certification is Coding Application Specialist. And of course, as you know, we do the training and we get our people CAS certified, as do others. I mean, it's not just the union that's doing it. Some of the other non-union take advantage, because federal jobs are already requiring CAS certification on a lot of them. And so if elected, would you be willing to advocate for something like that?
Absolutely, I would definitely support it. I think you pointed out two important factors. One is that it's already being done at the federal level, so why aren't we doing it at the state level? Number two, you all are doing the certification, and ultimately, it's a public safety issue, right? When you're talking about amusement park rides, when you're talking about water tanks, and our systems generally, the systems that we rely on to survive for these public safety and also for entertainment, et cetera, it's incredibly important that we do whatever we can to make sure the people working on these things are professionally certified, insured, licensed, et cetera. I'm very much in favor of that, just because when you don't do that, accidents happen, tragedies happen, and it's the workers who end up getting screwed.
Right.
Good.
Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Thank you again.